Explore the best of 2022's new releases with our list of the top 10 TV shows that premiered this year. This list excludes shows released in the previous year and received a new season this year, which means no Boys Season 3 or Stranger Things Season 4. Get ready to immerse yourself in the latest and greatest of this year's TV offerings.
Now.
Number 10, we have 1899. If you like mystery and sci-fi with a mix of elements of horror, then this is the perfect TV show for you. Created by the director of Dark TV show, the story starts with a group of multinational immigrants traveling from the old continent, but their journey turns unexpectedly when they discover another migrant ship adrift on the open sea.
6 hours ago, we received a message. We believe this comes from the Prometheus.
What they will find on board will turn their passage to the promised land into a horrifying nightmare. The show is meant to be a slow burn and to keep you wondering what is going on, and it has a fair share of twist and mystery. If it's confusing to you or feels inaccessible the first watch, watch it again. Some TV shows and films are not meant to be understood the first time around.
To see the full scope of things.
Number 9. The Jeffrey Dahmer Story. Based on a horrifying true story, one of America's most notorious serial killers, partly told from the point of view of his victims. The series dives into the police incompetence and apathy that allowed the Wisconsin native to go on a multi-year killing spree. The acting is superb, the script is top-notch, the cinematography is one of the best in a true crime series about a serial killer. The way that this was handled was perfect. There was no glorification of the violence that some series allow. This was a story-driven descent into his life where no one could feel sorry for him. We see all moments from his younger ages to his worthy death in prison, which is only the second murder we see play out on screen. For those interested in the psychology of a serial killer, there is no more fascinating character study than Jeffrey Dahmer. He was a psychiatric enigma and a unique individual.
So you gonna open your gift? Eat it now.
I don't know what's in it.
Eat it.
Number 8. Set in the future when technology has subtly altered society, a woman discovers a secret connection to an alternate reality and a dark future of her own. The writing and special effects were also great, making this one of the better sci-fi series of the year. Easy to binge watch, there are not a lot of shows or series that have the virtual reality concept in them. This one did a great job with it, a great TV show that stands up well among others. The story is interesting and the visual is excellent. The show starts strong, however gets a bit slow in a later episode. Overall, this series is a keeper stuffed with intriguing ideas and concepts. Number 7. The Terminal List. Based on the book series written by former Navy SEAL Jack Carr, the series follows James Reese after his entire platoon of Navy SEAL is ambushed during a high-stakes covert mission. James Reese returns home to his family with conflicting memories of the event and questions about his guilt. However, it seems like the story is much darker than he thinks. The Terminal List is an action-packed thriller that will keep you at the edge of your seat throughout the entire series. It's loaded with star power led by Chris Pratt and has incredible performances by the rest of this great cast, including Taylor Kitsch and Riley Keough. This show is full of action and has a good story that keeps you entertained. Most importantly, this is an excellent, well-made cast, acted, written, and directed series. This show is an example of talented people in front and behind the camera working on a project they care about and are invested in.
Stay off my list.
Number 6. This is the most exciting action-packed series you will watch on Amazon Prime. The show has excellent action, tension, and drama with excellent direction, no shaky cam or quick edits. Based on a famous book, the story follows military police officer Jack Reacher, who is arrested for a murder he did not commit. He quickly finds himself in the middle of a deadly conspiracy full of dirty cops, shady businessmen, and scheming politicians. The story follows the atmosphere from the books well, and the casting is great. The fight scenes are excellent, tense, and brutal. Alan Ritchson is convincing in the role of Jack Reacher, but the other actors also portray their characters well. This show is really interesting, very cinematic, and well directed. The soundtrack is good and blends in perfectly with the story's atmosphere.
You boys knew what's about to happen to you. You'd leave now.
Number 5. All of Us Are Dead. This show is extremely graphic and disturbing. People who want edge-of-the-seat entertainment and can handle lavish gore will like it very much. The story starts when a high school becomes ground zero for a zombie virus outbreak. Trapped students must fight their way out or turn into one of the rabid infected. Each episode delivers and the characters are smart and resourceful. The cinematography is good with some striking and ominous frame shots. The sound effects are impressive and detailed. The cast is fantastic and everyone shines. Overall, All of Us Are Dead succeeds at being grim comedic and emotional simultaneously, a neat addition to the zombie survival genre. Number 4. The Legend of Vox Machina.
Evil rising. Our only hope lies in these brave warriors.
What the
Right. Who else have we got?
Few animated TV shows are as good as this one. The voice acting is fantastic, and the story and animation are excellent. A good show all around. After saving the realm from evil and destruction at the hands of the terrifying power couple in Exandria, Vox Machina is faced with saving the world once again, this time from a sinister group of dragons known as the Chroma Conclave. The story has so much depth. Even with the 20-minute episodes, they manage to cram a good amount of plot, dialogue, and action into each episode. This show is stunning visually and off with a fantastic cast. Love Dungeons and Dragons? Then this is the show for you. However, this is an adult comedy TV show, so it might not be suited for kids. Number 3. The Sandman. This is an interesting TV show with quality acting, deep fantasy messages, gorgeous cinematography, excellent CGI and visual effects. The deep storyline and plot adaptation does justice to the comics, all the while telling the story in sometimes a mishmash way. The main plot starts when a wizard attempts to capture Death to bargain for eternal life. However, he traps her younger brother Dream instead. Fearful for his safety, the wizard imprisoned him in a glass bottle for decades. After his escape, Dream quests for his lost objects of power. It is a thrilling fantasy adventure with stunning visuals and haunting story threads. Simply put, the show is worth considering because it is very imaginative. Also, the characters are well written and generally believably carry themselves. Number 2. Man vs. Bee. This is a 2022 British comedy series created and written by Rowan Atkinson and William Davies. If you like Mr. Bean and Johnny English, you'll like this light-hearted fun and plenty of laugh-out-loud moments. The episodes are short and fun. The story is straightforward. A man finds himself at war with a bee while house-sitting a luxurious mansion. Who will win, and what irreparable damage will be done in the process? Man vs. Bee has 2 aces up its sleeve. The first is Rowan Atkinson, who is visibly aged but still has all his physical, expressive, and verbal comedic skills. After the depths of insanity that Jim Carrey has fallen into, Atkinson is the only comedian keeping non-improv comedy alive. The second is the fact that it is a series. Netflix made an entire series about a man trying to kill a bee. Who knew a simple story like that could be this much fun? Number 1. Wednesday. This is definitely the most excellent TV show of the year 2022. First of all, the show has a fantastic plot and an admirable story. The theme is odd but odd in a good way. The characters were so interesting, well written, and perfectly bends with the story. Speaking of story, the show will follow Wednesday Addams' years as a student. This is when she attempts to master her emerging psychic ability and solve the mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago. Meanwhile, a monstrous killing spree has terrorized the local town. One of the biggest reasons for the show's success is Jenna Ortega's excellent performance. The show is surprisingly fun with a hint of darkness. The main character has a fascinating and macabre personality, which results in an engaging mix of strange things she does and says. Seeing her interact with other people is often humorous, and a lot of her relationships will manage to capture your interest. If you like mystery, horror, and humor, this is definitely the show for you.
Hey, freak, this is a close practice.
The only person who gets to torture my brother is me. did the world a favor. People like Dalton shouldn't be allowed to procreate.